Hey guys, it's Ariana. Hope you guys are doing well. I want to talk today about personal style and how I've adopted the 3-word method to help me define my style. I've been playing around a little bit with these 3 words that I've picked for myself. I really feel like I've been able to hone in on the things that I really like. It helps me inform my purchases, but also helps me with styling, like how to put together outfits. If you've never heard of this 3-word method before, to boil it down, basically it's 3 adjectives that you pick that you feel like reflects your personal style or even your personality. I feel like a lot of people talk about this method. I don't know exactly who like originally came up with it, but I do know there is a celebrity stylist who kind of took this and ran with it, has her own methodology with it. I think she's even have a book, so I'll link her video down below if you want to see kind of like the breakdown of it, as well as I'll link another video by Alyssa Beltempo. She also has a really good video kind of breaking it down, and then Tibby's Amy Smilovic also talks about this a lot. So yeah, those are resources for you if you want to check it out, get to know about it a little bit more. But I want to talk a little bit more about how I've personalized it for myself. I think it's helpful to see other examples of words and how they play out in somebody's wardrobe. I mean, the same couple of people can have the same word, but it translates totally different in their wardrobe and what it means to them. So it can really be personalized and customized to you. Now for these 3 words, you can be a little bit more literal if you want to in terms of style types, like boho or edgy or classic. You know, those are more like descriptor of actual styles, but it could also just really be an adjective about how you want to feel in your outfits. Kind of like bold or powerful or playful. These are also really good descriptive words that can really define your style. Sometimes it even leans more like your personality versus kind of like the box of a style genre. And this is why I feel like this is so helpful, because I used to think like I could not figure out for the life of me my style because I liked a little bit of everything. Like there wasn't like one particular aesthetic or style. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say style in this video, but I couldn't box myself into something because it just didn't work. I feel like I didn't fit into that. But using this method, I really feel like I can hone in because I can actually define it with these adjectives. If you're somebody who is struggling with your personal style, maybe this will really help you as well. So what are my 3 words? So I've chosen for myself feminine, relaxed, and polished. Those are my 3 words because I love these types of elements within an outfit. These words might change over time, especially as your style evolves. I think there's nothing saying that this is like once you choose your words, like that's it. It's definitely going to be changing and evolving with you. So those are the ones that I have right now that I feel like really resonate with me. I am always been drawn to a more feminine style, like dresses and skirts and flowy lines, all of that. But then the relaxed comes in because I really like a comfortable style that feels a little more effortless, that feels not too like done up. That's not to say that I won't be like fully dressed up, but for my day-to-day outfits, that's kind of like where I lean more into that relaxed style. So the way that that translates in my wardrobe is a little bit more like oversized fits, maybe not always defining the waist, having like a comfortable shoe, being functional also. Like I am a stay-at-home mom, like that's important to me. But then for my 3rd word, I also threw in the word polished because sometimes when I lean into that relaxed style, I can feel a little bit too casual. That's a big reason why casual or comfort isn't my word. I chose relaxed instead because I do still like to feel that kind of chicness, that little bit of polishing around the edges, you know? So whether that comes in with jewelry or like handbag or shoe choice or even like hair and makeup, whenever I can add back in that little bit of polish, I really feel like myself and feel good in what I'm wearing. So for a really simple example, this is just a t-shirt dress that I'm wearing that is pretty loose and doesn't have a defined waist and it's kind of flowy. So I've got the feminine word in there with the dress, but then it's relaxed because it doesn't have anything fussy going on. Like I don't have it cinched in with a belt. Like I would even just wear sandals or like sneakers with this look. But then I bring the polish back in with putting my hair up in a clip and wearing some extra jewelry. So having a bold hoop, little things like that, and even throwing on like a pair of sunglasses that even helps elevate it a little bit more. And that just helps me feel not too basic and plain, which if that's your style, like that's totally awesome. Again, this is where you can really find words that fit you and your style and don't try to fit into somebody else's words. The whole point of it being personal style is that it's personal to you. There can be an element a little bit of like the person that you want to be that can actually help elevate your style more. Allison talks about this in her video, but she says to pick one of the words to be aspirational a little bit. So kind of like, who do you want to be? How do you want to feel? That kind of word. So if you are much more casual and classic, maybe you want to get a little bit of that rough, gritty edginess that you feel like is really cool and missing. You can kind of add in a word like that and start to bring in pieces that you feel like really helps bring a little bit of that edge into your style. I think this is totally different from just like a fantasy self type of aspiration. Like it's not like fully unreachable, like does not fit your lifestyle, all this stuff. Like it does still need to fit into your life, otherwise you probably aren't going to wear it anyway. But I love that there's 3 kind of adjectives that create this tension and this push and pull of different styles, different moods or feelings, especially when they contrast a little bit, like a polish and relax. Like that's when you really create the most interesting outfits. Personally, that's how I feel. Okay, so how do these 3 words really come into play and into practice basically in my actual wardrobe? This is really helpful when it comes to shopping or maybe even decluttering your closet. It's almost like a yardstick, a measuring stick, or like a vetting process that happens whenever you have these words. You can kind of ask yourself, like, does this piece of clothing fit in or give me the vibe or the feeling of this word? Now, this one piece of clothing does not have to fit all 3 of those words. In fact, most of the time it's not going to. But what you're looking for is, does it fit into at least one of them? Maybe even 2, because I'll talk about this in just a minute, but the styling is really where it comes into play here. I used to actually have a leather moto jacket in my closet and I was not reaching for it. I wasn't wearing it and I ended up decluttering it. Now looking back, I realize it's because it's a little bit too edgy for me. Like it felt a little out of place for the things that I really liked. For me personally, it didn't feel feminine and it didn't feel relaxed. So that's a way that you can say like, yeah, that moto jacket might be really cool and I actually like the look of. The style of it just wasn't for me, and I was able to really pinpoint that and define that because of these 3 words. On the flip side, I have 2 other leather jackets in my closet now that I absolutely love, and I love every time that I wear them. One of them being this really oversized men's leather bomber jacket, and the other one is a bit more of a tailored leather trench coat. Both of these leather jackets fit my style so much more because I've got the relaxed oversizedness of one of them, and then the other one feels a bit more polished. It feels a little bit more elevated and more classy, you know? So those 2 really add in one of the words to my outfit. So this can really be applied whenever you're shopping as well. You can put it through this vetting process, basically, put it up against your style words. Now the caveat here, and where I feel like it is a bit flexible, is an item can be outside of your words, but you really have to think about it and how you would style it. Take for example, a basic white button-up shirt. On its own, it's a very classic style, so might not fit really with my words because it feels a little too classic, maybe even a little too masculine, but you can still style it in a way that does feel like you. So in my case, wearing it unbuttoned and getting more of a relaxed fit fits into one of my words. Like I would not be one to wear it buttoned up with a pair of trousers or something. That just really doesn't feel like me. Whereas for you, maybe you really love that classic and minimal style, and a dress might feel a little too frou-frou or girly for you. First of all, you can obviously find a cut-up dress that doesn't feel too girly, but also you can style it in a way that makes it feel more minimal and classic and more toned down, where you're not like in high heels, and maybe you use a different kind of bag that doesn't feel too dressy. So again, using these words doesn't mean that you don't buy certain pieces of clothing because they don't inherently fit your words. It's more so keeping it in the forefront of your mind of like, how would I style this? Does this work with the rest of my wardrobe? Could this work with the right styling? So this brings me into where I feel like the words help the most, and that is with styling. It really helps me put together interesting outfits and not just wear clothing, but actually style it in a way that makes you feel the most comfortable. It makes you feel like you're putting your best foot forward, feeling like you're staying true to yourself and expressing yourself through your clothes. And if you can do this and get it really down pat, that's where you start to really create your signature look, or like how people would actually start to see your style as. I'm gonna include a couple of styling scenarios here for you to give you another visual example of how this plays out. Here I've got two quite feminine pieces, I would say, because of the ruffles going on, the floral. So the styling that I have going on here that makes it feel much more like put together, chic, and polished is tucking the shirt in, the heels even, and then doing like a little shoulder bag. It's definitely not a bad outfit. Like, I do like it, and I think there would definitely be a time and place to wear something like this. But for day-to-day, just regular life, it's just a little bit too dressed up for me. So I definitely need to bring in some of that relaxed characteristic into this outfit in order to feel a little bit more comfortable going out and about. So a really easy styling thing right off the bat is to change out the bag, the little shoulder bag, and the shoes for something else. So I just made this swap. I've got this like really chunky type of little boot, and then even I feel like the socks or the leg warmers makes it feel a little bit more like cozy casual. And then I went for a more slouchy bag as well. And then throwing my hair up in a clip just again feels a little bit more effortless, chill and laid back. I think the last thing that I would do to really make this feel more relaxed is the tuck. Having it tucked in like this just feels much more dressy to me. And so an outfit like this, I would definitely leave it untucked, leave the bottom button undone too. Like, this finally feels like, okay, much more wearable for like a day-to-day type of outfit and look, where yes, it is still kind of dressed up because I'm still wearing a blouse and a skirt. And so I still feel polished and not too casual, but to style it a little more relaxed just makes it feel much more like me. Quick little tweaks like that can really change up the whole look and vibe of your outfit. So now on the other side of the spectrum, I think an outfit like this would just feel really, really casual to me. And again, not that it's a bad outfit, but I would definitely feel very dressed down, maybe a little too sporty also. I honestly kind of feel frumpy and like I didn't really put any effort in my outfit. For me personally, I would really want to dress this up. Like, I'm missing a lot of that feminine element, but also a little bit of polish. I'm like itching to like elevate it somehow. Similar to the other outfit, I would definitely change out the shoes in the bag. Those are two accessories that I feel like really change up your look. And then I'm going to just add in a couple extra styling tweaks to round out the three words into this outfit. I switched out the bag for a little shoulder bag here. So in this instance, I did tuck up the t-shirt because it kind of adds in a little bit of a faux tailoring, you know, to the outfit. It adds some definition, it changes the proportions, all that. And then I feel like a belt always adds polish to an outfit, but the one that I chose is a little bit more sporty. It reminds me of like a backpack strap or something, so it almost like brings in that relaxedness back in while still being tailored and polished. Of course, the shoes, I went for a little red kitten heel. It's not an overly high shoe where I can't walk around in them. Like, I feel definitely comfortable in this, and because other pieces are so casual, like I would feel okay going out like this. And then I did add in some extra jewelry. I feel like that helps elevate an outfit as well. And then I did put my hair up in a little ponytail. I did a little scrunchie back here. It's like a fuzzy one. It has a little bow, so an additional aspect of femininity that I'm bringing into a very casual outfit. So yes, this is definitely much more of a me way of styling these two pieces. And lastly, I want to touch on how this changes seasonally for me. I don't change up the main three words that I have right now. I feel like those are pretty solid and represent me across the board, but I do like to do seasonal capsules right now. If you have been around my channel, then you've probably seen those. I incorporate maybe like an additional word or two that I feel like kind of encapsulates the vibe or the mood or like the overall kind of theme happening, I guess, in my wardrobe for the season. Those can kind of change a little bit or vary. So for my summer capsule, I did kind of include the word bright because I was really loving those bright, vibrant colors in there. And in the fall and winter, I like to lean into the 90s a lot more. So that's where I use a little bit more of a specific style genre, kind of as like a styling word that I like to lean into, whereas in the spring and summer I like more of that cottage and prairie style. So yeah, there are a couple extra words that I like to add in seasonally, kind of based on what I'm loving, and I feel like that kind of helps me narrow in on some of like the additional styles and things that I like without foregoing my overarching personal style, which I think just helps ground me and keep me anchored in who I am and what I like, and not be so swayed and pulled in either direction of things that I just think my eyes are drawn to, that my eyes like because they're pretty, you know, while I do also have that room to kind of play around a little bit more seasonally. So that's kind of how I apply it. Again, this is just how it's working right now for me. I'm really enjoying. It might change in the future, it might change next year, who knows, like, but I feel like this has been such a cool part of my personal style journey. And yeah, for the first time I feel like I can actually say that I know how to define my personal style, which is huge. Like, I never would have said that like 5 years ago. So yeah, I do hope this is helpful for you guys, and if you do check out those other resources, that's definitely going to help as well. If you want a little bit more in depth of like how you can actually start to pick your 3 words and put them into practice, I can maybe do a little bit more of like an in-depth video on that. This one was a little bit more personal in kind of like sharing how I use this method. But yeah, I'd love to know your 3 words. If you already know them, or if you've been trying this out, or if you want to try it out, what are your 3 words? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and give this video a like if you found it helpful. If you like content like this, you definitely see this kind of conversation happening in any of my styling videos, or even my outfits of the week type of videos. I kind of do that real time with you and talk about why I chose certain items, because I feel like it's helpful. I think it's helpful to hear the thought process behind styling. Yeah, that is what we do here, so subscribe if you are interested in that. But I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.